Welcome to Good Night Book with Erica and Nate.
What I was surprised about was, despite this author's name, I didn't find this book scary at all.
Okay, good. That's good. Yeah. Good.
What do you mean it's good? What do you mean good? I don't understand what you mean.
I was
That's
waiting for
good that I
some amazing moment.
Good that I didn't find it scary, because you know how I hate to be scared. Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Yeah. I do have a hard time with that name. Is it Richard Scarry?
No, I think it's scary.
Shut up. Is it really?
I could have looked. I looked up other information. I did not look up that information. I was wondering. I knew this was going to come up with this. It is. I say scary.
No, I'm sorry. She says Scarry.
Scary.
Which is also kind of scary.
It's maybe even scarier than Scar. Scary is scarier than scary.
Because that makes me think of Freddy Krueger.
Yeah. Oh.
And he said the B word a lot. Yeah. And you know how that scares me.
Yeah, I know. I don't like
it's misogynistic. Well, I guess we'll never know. So I'll record two versions.
Okay.
So, of course, the book we're talking about today is I Am a Bunny by Richard Scarry. So the book we're talking about today is I Am a Boonie by Richard Scarry. Okay, we got them both clean. Got a lot of options there. A lot of options.
Also, you have to dig for this, but it is not written by him. It is written by Ole Risom. Right in the beginning, right?
Oh, man.
I know. Or
whoa,
Risom.
you just really saved our asses lawsuit-wise here, Erica.
They're both very dead, but yes.
How dead? How dead are they? They're so dead that they're not breathing anymore.
Oh.
Ow.
Do we have the same version? Is it long and narrow?
It is long and narrow.
Oh, I love this book so much.
Oh, mine's backwards. Yeah, I like this book a lot too. I'll just spoiler alert. So should we do our synopsis?
Yeah, spoiler alert. Yes. Okay. A cute little bunny takes us through the seasons by showing us his favorite spots in nature.
Mine's similar. An extraordinarily cute bunny is extraordinarily cute all year long. I just wrote that in my head.
Really?
I forgot to do a synopsis. Yeah.
That was really good.
Thanks. I was influenced by yours a little bit. You were inspired. I was inspired. It was an homage, that cute part. But I mean,
sure.
Yeah, the art in this book is like supremely cute. It's some of the cutest art of any book.
Yeah. It's remarkable. I think it's
That's why I remarked on it.
Here's another thing I'd like you to remark on.
Okay.
Okay. Well, actually, that's not a great segue. Are you ready for what I'm going to say next?
Yeah. That's a great segue.
That was a good one. Yeah. Okay. I just did a tiny little bit of research because how I pronounce his name is Richard Scarry, and everyone knows Richard Scarry from like the Busy Town books,
right?
And Cars and Trucks and Things That Go and Word books.
Yeah. I actually only know him from this book and Boats. Those are the only two Richard books I know. Ole books I know. I don't know. Did Ole write the other ones too?
No, Ole. Okay, so this is an early book from Richard, and
before he had the confidence,
right, to have another R in his name.
Write. Oh yeah.
Yes, before he had the confidence to write.
He earned that
Ole presented it to him at a annual meeting.
No, Orle was his original name.
Oh, I give you.
I
bequeath my R
upon the publishing of our joint venture.
So this was 1963, as you can see, but it was like a little early in his career. And so the style of this book is really, really different. You can see similarities in the character,
sure,
I think, in the style, but Richards did a lot of color pencil and like kind of light sketches and watercolor. And this one is that darker paint called, I looked at the pronunciation, gouache.
Gouache? All right. Well, if you're just gonna start making shit up, I'm gonna leave. Okay, you just go ahead and talk to everybody. I'm out of here. Just kidding, guys. I'm back. Gouache. I've literally never heard of that, which is
Oh, my
crazy because
friend,
I am a talented artist,
a
as you
plebe.
know.
Yeah,
What?
nothing.
I'm a talented plebe. That's right. You send your exes to. Is that what you say? What do you on
To
Twitter? I was
Texas?
gonna say tweet. Yeah, that's
Oh,
what I hang my belt in Tennessee. That's what I was gonna say. Anyway, you go ahead. No, you go. You were saying about the
gouache, gouache.
gouache.
Right, right.
Do you know that's
Um,
after like gouache shows?
you
That's
have to
how,
you have to
you have to
gouache up.
gouache their costumes because they have some pretty intense costumes.
I was gonna go there. Nope, I can't go there. Well, it's painted. Let's just call it painting. And the style is super
Sorry,
realistic.
I was giving Andy a bath this morning and he was playing with a helicopter and he calls it a helicopter. That made me think of it. He adds a qua in there. A helicopter. But then it just kind of makes him sound like he's got a crazy like East Coast accent.
Well, he's like
Heli
Brenda.
yeah, exactly. Brenda Joe. Brenda Joe
Yeah.
Hubbard went to the cupboard. That's she I don't read him stories, bedtime stories. I just play Brenda Joe Hubbard videos. Not just the
Good.
books either. I
Yeah, the
play
drumming on
the
the
drumming on the exercise balls and okay, anyway. No, but you were saying about the gouache.
obviously that was a really good point to make because it's let us hear
Uh-huh.
wherever this is.
Wherever this is. It's also
Um,
like this, I feel like this art is like more realistic, right?
right. I have a little like spreadsheet going in my notebook that's
Mm.
like, here's the stuff that we know of Richard, and here's the stuff that this book is, which is like hyper realistic and super saturated colors and like not very busy. Like really, really peaceful. Um,
Peaceful town.
peaceful town, not busy town.
Well,
Slow.
this is early
Slow.
on. This is in the 60s. This is kind of before the Industrial Revolution. I'm not great with history.
I think that's about right. We don't need to fact check that.
Fact check
Mm-mm.
scary. But so
No.
I'll be honest with you, I thought his name was spelled scary
Mm-hmm.
until I just looked at this book again, and it's
Mm.
not spelled
You got
scary.
confused.
And in my memory, I remember it being pronounced differently than you'd think. So now I'm thinking that it is pronounced scary. Because if I were to read this, I would say scary.
Yep.
I'm sorry if you're getting scared about all this.
It's a little scary to say the word over and over again. You know that my policy is to don't say words over and over again.
Yeah, I'll talk to HR about this.
Okay. Deb. It's a Deb, right?
Deb. Yeah.
Our producer.
Yeah.
Can't remember what her role is. She lives in your house, so you have to
Yeah. She
clarify her
lives
role.
in yeah. I don't have to do anything. Uh so I got some highlights.
Okay. Tell me.
I like one thing that I really like about this is I was gonna compliment Richard, but this is an Ole compliment.
Yep.
Um the writing is so simple. It's just so good. It's just so like relaxing to
I
just
know.
say what's going on and to talk about what you like. Like I think that's nice. And it's not like there's not much going on. I feel like the pictures are pretty intricate. There's like enough to look at. So like reading this book is very relaxing for me because I don't have to say a shit ton of words. Like my job isn't that big and you can kind of stretch it out if you want to make it last longer. And if you've got time, you can talk about all the little froggies and dandelions and the ladybug hiding under the leaf and all that. Um, which actually leads me to a question I had.
Hmm.
I want to see if we line up. Which is the cutest page?
Oh, the toadstool.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that is the cutest page. You got that right. This is like a quiz.
This is when you go on the webs. This
Hmm.
is the one that is the most often. Oh, I guess it's on the cover too. But yeah, most
Let's see.
often talked about.
In the US alone, uh, how many people have that tattooed on their body? Would you
Yeah.
guess?
Mm. Well, considering there's like 50,000 people in the United States,
At
probably
least.
like 1,000.
Okay, I would say there are 55,000 people in the United States, and I would say 1,002. And I win.
Yeah, you do. You get to come up and
Yep,
spin that wheel.
yeah, okay. I'll cut that out. You cut it out. Uh, I like that it goes through the seasons. It's like another element to it. It's not just some shithead walking around. Some shithead walking around uh all year.
Single season, like, yeah.
And then my final highlight is it's kind of weird to think that that little bunny's naked at the end.
After he's been clothed the whole time.
Yeah, because then his outfit is hanging up, and it's like I
Hmm.
almost didn't notice he was wearing clothes until that, and then
Yeah,
like, oh, this is weird.
I know there is a lot of other stuff going on. You don't need to talk about, like you said. It's just sort of like a separate parallel story.
Is this bunny the only animal wearing clothes? And also, where is his
Yes.
family? This is the sad turn to the sad my adult sad analysis reading it by myself turn to
Yeah.
this is seeing him at the end. Like, oh, where is everybody?
It's a world that's unexplained to us that he is the only sort of anthropomorphic character. And there's lots of, nope, I can't, animals to go around. Morphic? No, there's no root of that word. That's an animal. Um, but
Mighty Morphin Power Ranger. That's a year.
right, 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 right. Yeah, he's the only superhero. And then, I think, is the indication that he's a child, I guess,
That
but
outfit
it's
looks
not
pretty
explicit.
childlike.
Mm.
Maybe he's an
Well,
orphaned child, or maybe he like somehow got, exposed to gamma rays or something and turned into like this smart rabbit and his family's still dumb rabbits. And so he's like, oh my God, I'm nude. And then he had to cover up his,
so
privates
embarrassing.
and his nippies.
Uh,
Um, I assume that has to be what happened.
one review I read was like on Good. It's really funny reading this, reading the reviews on Goodreads. Somebody was like, "Yeah, I mean, I guess he doesn't have a last name because they all introduced this
Oh
book
yeah.
by like it's a bunny named Nicholas, and
Oh, I
I live
forgot
in a.
his name was Nicholas.
I'm a bunny. My name is Nicholas. I live in a hollow tree. Is your intro to him, and
Skip that page. Couldn't wait.
and and so the critique was like, more backstory, please. I guess like, what is your last name? Isn't it just Bunny? Aren't they all Bunny?
Yeah, I guess. Nicholas Bunny, you think his name is? Why not just
Mhm.
Nicholas? He's the only one, apparently. Why does he even need a name?
Right. Nobody else gets a name. I think we have to move past that because I think this is a joyful book. I think this is a book that is in the spirit of all the Richard, I'm just going to say scary books, where they create a town of things that look kind of childlike because they're all wearing overalls. Many, many of them are wearing overalls.
Maybe we should do another Richard Scary back to back or something.
Sure.
Like do a direct comparison.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose we should do a busy town one or something, though, since they seem to be popular.
Mm-hmm.
Boats might be a good if we just feel like chatting. I think
Mm-hmm.
boats would be a good one. Just because
Okay.
there's nothing to talk about at all. It's just like literally a list of boats. So if we have, other stuff we want to cover, or we need like a 6 to 7 minute episode sometime, I think that would be good.
And we could come up with a theme song and it would be like boats,
Uh-huh.
boats,
Is there
like
music?
that.
Is there any, do you
No,
have,
I'm
you're
just
just
in
doing
my head.
so
Yeah.
you're kind of the Ole of this situation.
Yeah, I need you to back me up here with some amazing detailed music.
Illustrations. It's a
Okay,
weird song. Can I have a question? You have something to ask?
I
Something to
do have
say?
a I do. I have a question and then you can
Okay.
ask me a question, but I want you
Okay.
to answer my question. So we determined the cutest page. Is there a separate favorite page that you have?
I think the butterfly page.
Yes, the butterfly page.
Yeah.
I read this book as a kid and This was when I found this book again. This was like the girl with the stone doll and the hobnail boots dog. This was like, oh my God, visceral reaction to this. I used to pick out my favorite butterfly and stare at this page forever on my own. I love this page so much. They're very, very amazing. And they're probably like, to the species accurate. They're so detailed.
Yeah, they are detailed and it's just like a fun, yes, it is just a pleasant page to look at and to, I don't know, I think little kids really like butterflies. Something about the way they move is so magical.
Hmm.
And something about how delicate they are is appealing, attractive or something for some reason.
Hmm.
Um, uh, Wes always really liked this page a lot.
Well, I was gonna say, what was her reaction to the whole book? Do you remember?
She
What did
liked it. She liked all the little details, but I
Hmm.
think we moved away from it. I think it might have just like worked its way into a different bookshelf or something.
Hmm.
I think that's the only reason. I don't really remember. Also, she would go through periods where we would only read one book
I
for
know,
like
right?
months,
Yeah.
and then it's sometimes
You would
we
make
just
that
move
one
on.
go
But
away. Yeah.
I don't know if 80 reads this one or not. Um, Not that I
We should
know
see
of,
if
but I feel
friend
like
Joe does.
she doesn't. I could maybe we could do we could request it
Yeah.
to it. She could come on as a guest.
I think we've I think that would be a great way.
So your question actually ended up relating to my question quite nicely, and it is the following question. How many butterflies chasing you would be scary?
Hmm.
Because it's obviously a fanciful idea of,
I'm really thinking this through. I'm taking this seriously.
I
Um,
appreciate that.
Probably like thousands. It would have to be way up there. I think I could feel very safe with hundreds chasing me. It gets to be the point where I can't see anything but butterflies that I'm a little bit freaked out.
Right.
Nothing but butterflies and BB.
Are they
Then I'm
landing
freaked
on
out.
you?
Yeah, they're getting really close. What about you?
I feel like any amount of butterflies chasing me, I think this just chasing me would stress me out. I think anything chasing me stresses me out. Little dogs
Mm,
chasing me and stuff really stresses me
yeah,
out.
that's not good. I mean, what
Big
harm?
dogs,
What
bears,
is are butterflies? Let's get gruesome.
battle
Are
cats.
butterflies? Yeah.
Mhm. Get
Well,
big.
unless he doesn't have a saddle on, then he's just a wuss.
Well, that's not battle cat. That's Cringer.
Oh, I know.
Cringer's, yeah. I would still be afraid if he was
Oh,
chasing
that's
you.
a trip. Aren't they the same?
Aren't they the same? No. Well, one's fierce and one isn't, so one would be scary and one wouldn't.
Uh, do you
And
think it was voiced by the same person?
he doesn't. That's a good question. No, I don't. I don't think. I'm not 100% certain Battle Cat spoke. I think he may have been operating from his animal brain, from his lizard
Mm,
brain,
hmm.
whereas Cringer was more like, "Hi, how are you?" I'm just kidding. I
Right.
don't remember anything about Cringer. I don't think Cringer said stuff either,
They
except like
did.
me, me, me. But I think it was like more like meow, 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 or like Cringer, cringe, or something. I don't know.
That's funny.
I'm sure none of
Well,
that's
we should
true.
watch the movie to really get the most accurate
There's not a
accounting.
battle cat in the movie, is there?
Oh, I don't know. I
I
guess I
don't think
don't.
so.
I've made it about 5 minutes into that movie, so
You know, I'm a huge Dolph Lundgren fan, so I definitely watched it.
I'm. I guess I'm a
Did
little
I ever tell you about
surprised.
this?
No.
At a
Did you meet
job I
him?
used
And
to have in a cubicle. I had a cubicle, my only
oh,
cubicle I ever had. I printed out and hung up a bunch of like Dolph Lundgren pictures and stuff and hung them up on my cubicle walls, like black and white photos, like printing.
like
And
headshots.
people started to really think, and I started to like learn some stuff, just like little facts about Dolph Lundgren that I could share. And people really believed that I was a huge Dolph Lundgren
I
fan.
love it. So you just adopted this like part of your personality to be that guy. It was like you were an actor
Hmm.
being you were
Well,
in
and
training for a role.
my only friend there I knew, or that I had, my only friend that I had there knew that I was that.
This is a put
And
on.
so he would ask me questions. He would like pump it up, and like when new people would start, he would tell people tell them that this is Nate. He's a big Dolphin Lundgren fan. And then I'd talk about it a little bit.
You know, the best part about it is that, like, generationally, that doesn't make any sense. Like, he wasn't, he still was like an aged
Oh, then?
action hero. I mean,
Well,
yeah.
he was Ivan Drago is what he was to me. I think that's the major touchstone, right?
I don't know who that is. Tell me that
Oh,
character.
Rocky Four. He was the
Mm,
Russian in Rocky
get
Four,
it.
and that
Okay.
was his Universal Soldier, I guess. Was that him? I
I
don't
don't
even
know.
know.
I was a
I've lost
JV CD fan, so
his his and his
JCVD.
real name. Actually, this is one of the facts that I would say about him. His real name is Dolphin Lundgren. It's not Dolph
So
Lundgren. He just moved the
he moved
in.
the N
So it's
from the Dolph to
his real
the
name is his. I'll get
Dolph.
that clean. His real name is Dolphin. I forgot his last name. Dolph. What is it? Rudner. I want to say Rita Rudner.
Yes.
Rita
His
Rudner.
last
Okay.
name is Rita Rudner.
Yeah. Dolphin Rita Rudner. Well, that's all we have to say about I Am a Bunny by Richard Scarry. Well, that's all we have to say about I Am a Boonie by Richard Scarry. If you enjoy the show, please rate and review it and tell somebody that you like about us. And if you don't like it, then just shut up. Just pack it up in a little ball and cellophane and hair and swallow it. For a transcript of this episode or any episode, please send a self-addressed stamped envelope to the address on your screen, and we will send you back a VHS tape that just has a big old video of me and Erica dancing. Until next time, good night, Mush. Good night, creepy old lady, and good night, book.
The end.